The opinions made in this video do not necessarily coincide with that of Imaginary Goddess, or anyone else for that matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Waiting for you to arrive again.
Hey guys, Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, here with an updated Bermuda profile. Honestly, I haven't really had much money for it, but I was able to scrounge up enough sort of dough and credit, I guess, to really get the commons and rares of this set, even though I really need more of it, especially some of the double and triple rares. I'd be happy to go over, what I have here right now, just to show you what Drawpalooza is going through. This is the Drawpalooza deck. Because really, those changes I made are pretty simple, but I think they do quite a bit more for it, and weirdly, they push it to the next level it needs to be in, especially with some of the Harmony support like this one. It really does help it out. The only problem is I'm having problems with Counterblast, but honestly, I just need to go easier on these guys, and my problems will be more than likely solved. So for starters, I start off with First Lesson Akari. On Harmony and G-Break 1, she goes into the Soul to return something to hand and draw a card. Pretty simple. And then I run 8 crit. Not really much to go over for that one. Then I run Jump in the Water, Amelie. Harmony, if this unit is in Harmony. And by the way, Harmony is when your other unit is placed on the same column. This becomes, both units become Harmony. Put this unit into the Soul, draw a card, choose one of your rear guards, and it gets plus 2k. So basically, it fuels the sword for certain of my abilities, as well as easily handles some giving out some power. So I can, let's say I'm facing a cross-ride unit, I can use this card to boost one of my columns to 28k, which is real nice. 2 Stride Enablers, really there for Loris, but honestly, I do need to make sure I have plenty of Stride fodder. Then I run 4 Shizukus, and what she does is when this unit becomes Harmony, look at the top 5 for a grade 3, choose it, reveal it to your opponent, put it in hand, and then shuffle your deck. Pretty good card. Because my deck runs on the Lena ability to return all cards to hand for rewriting, I do need to put a whole bunch of them out. And besides that, thinning the deck of grade 3s really does work for just about every deck you can have, because it's both stride fodder and it removes bad trigger checks, especially since this build is not like a reindeer build, so it doesn't gain any benefits, you know what I mean? So then we have Title Art Mary, Harmony, once per turn G-Break 1. If this unit is in Harmony, Soul Blast 1. Choose another unit in the same column, and it gets plus 4k. So basically, what you do is, if you do this ability, you give it to her. Now, one of the benefits of having a lot of cards like this going on is that, this is adjusting the, there we go, is that you can give a lot of soul out for relatively easy cost. But that's all right. It does a lot of work here. Let's see, why is it engaging so much? 4 perfect shields, best art, second best art. Let's see here. The point is, I was saying something about this, but the 4K does a lot of work, and it really does boost some columns above, like 15K, 16K, into 20K or more, depending on what it is. However, this deck still is under a little bit of construction here. Again, all I had was the commons to work with. There are other cards I really want to get my hands on, and that I will try to in the future to really improve this deck. However, I do want to keep it with the Lena card as its center stage. Then we have 3 Victory Appeal Feely. She is, when this unit becomes in Harmony, pay the cost, Counterblast 1, draw a card. I do use her in reference with Shizuku to get me basically a +2 for a counterblast and a harmony getting. However, it is a little bit heavy on the counterblasts. I need to chill out, yo. Then we have Spica. And what Spica does is she, when this unit is boosted, she's the Amber Clone. When this unit is boosted, counterblast 1, return a card from hand, choose a card from your hand, place it on a call it to rearguard circle. Doesn't need to be open, by the way. And it gets +3k until end of turn. Every card in this deck that isn't a, grade 1 can then become 21k or more. I'm sorry, 11k or more. So basically you can return her to hand and then do it like this. And actually, if there's a harmony unit in front of it, you can use the counterblast to draw more cards during your battle phase. And again, this uses a counterblast, this uses a counterblast. You got to be careful about your counterblast because those things are rear guards and they can actually be used fairly often. So you got to be careful about that. Then lastly, we have one stroke art, Carla, Harmony. G-Break 1 when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If there's a unit in Harmony, if this unit is in Harmony, it's +4k. So if it's in Harmony and with, say, Shizuku, it's a 19k column, which ain't bad. If you use a stand trigger, you can hit 21. And then it gets, if there's a unit called Title Art Mary, boop, in the same column as this unit. So in other words, if it's boosting it, it gets, or it doesn't really have to be boosted, but why would you do it otherwise? It gets +2k. And of course, Title Art Mary gets +2k for one stroke art Carla. So this becomes a 14k, 22k, which is really nice. And because of one Title Art Carla's ability being an act and a once per turn, I can give +4k to this to hit 26k. That, along with good old-fashioned Spica and Frederica, I can really hit some numbers. It's going to be pretty sweet. And, like 11k, 15k, that sort of thing. No, not 15k, 19k, that sort of thing. Because, like, let's say that I summon her, pick her up with Spica, put her back out. That's normally just 11k. However, because she's an AK base. However, if I have a Title Art Mary behind her, that's 13k. And then because this unit will be in Harmony, because Title Art Mary is also a Harmony unit, this will get +4k, so it's a 17k attacker. Or for Frederica, it's a 19k attacker, which helps hit cross rides. But of course, Frederica is on hit, which makes it a pity, really. Oh well. Then we continue to use the Break Ride Planet Idol Pacifica. Honestly, I haven't really found a better combination for Lena so far, simply because of her ability. When a Bermuda Triangle rises unit, choose your Vanguard until end of turn. It gets +10k. And when a Bermuda Triangle is returned from R, search your deck for up to one Bermuda Triangle, call it to rearguard from the deck. The ability cannot be used again. And by the way, this doesn't matter because I don't run any Top Idol Pacifica. But basically, it would mean that I could return things to hand pretty easily from the soul. But anyway, so basically, I Break Ride, and then this unit gets, during your turn, if the number of Bermuda Triangle rears you have is 4 or more +3k, which is whatever. Then it gets, when this unit is placed on Vanguard, return all your Bermuda Triangle units to hand. So basically, if I Break Ride, I can return all the units to hand, including my starter, and then I can rearrange the deck and summon a card out I need. If I need a booster, if I need an attacker, if I need, if I need just a little bit more of this, I've done just about everything with it. Really, this is one of the most toolboxy decks I have, and with the deck thinning and as power that given out by Carla, this old card, because Lena is one of the first Bermuda cards that was ever printed or even released at all, can still pack a wallop because everything is functioning towards making her good and using her gimmick to return everything to hand whenever she's ridden. Whenever you ride her, excuse me. It's one of those things where a lot of the old cards, some things happened on Ride or on Rearguard Circle. So, like Mr. Invincible and stuff like that, you might be like, Mr. Invincible. But if you think about it like this, on Stride, provided you have Mega Blast capability, which, by the way, there's a Cray Elemental that makes Mega Blast free, on a Rearguard hit, you can restand all your units for for those units. And all you have to do is hit. And guess what? If you attack with your Vanguard first, get those, sweet 3 triggers onto a Mr. Invincible, and then attack a Rearguard, well, guess what? They're done. They're done. There's no other way to do it. There's a lot of cards out there like that, and you just have to find them. Now, some like Beelzebub are piss, but, you still seek to find them. Let's look at my G-Break card, G-Deck real quick. I forgot to bring out my Bermuda G-Guards, but honestly, I'm just running for the original ones, which return things to hand. I would like to run the other one, which puts things onto the field, but honestly, I don't feel this deck needs it as much, especially since I control a lot of what goes on, micromanaging it, so I don't really need to do that as much. So I got Frederica, Harmony. Choose a face-down card from your G-Zone, which, by the way, means that she automatically activates this even if you put it behind a Rearguard, which is great. Choose a face-down card from your G-Zone, turn it face-up. When this unit attack hits, pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Rearguards in Harmony, which they all do all the time, more or less. Choose one card from your hand, call it to Rearguard Circle. Choose one of your Rearguards until end of turn if this unit is in Harmony. Gets plus 5k. Now, because I have so many Harmony cards and Harmony grade 2s, especially cards like her 5k does not go to waste. Like I said before, she can be a 17 to 19k with this chick, depending on whether there's a Title Art Mary behind her. If there isn't, oh well, she still gets Harmony because I got so many Harmony cards and they put them in Harmony. Even if they're already in Harmony, it's one of those things, that I can run her safely and put a lot of on-hit pressure on the Vanguard. This is the same with Somni, except when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of your Rearguards, return it to hand, choose one card from your hand, call it to Rearguard, and it's plus 3k. Same deal. I basically have 7 cards that do the same thing. Then I run 4 Elprinas. I like her a lot. She's Soul Blast 1 once per turn, on whenever you want. That's not the battles, on main phase. Choose 2 of your Rearguards and return them to hand. I abuse the shit out of this. There are ways to use her and Lena and Shizuku and others to get like 5 searches off for grade 3s, as well as boosts to her and other things like that, because her once per turn, sure, but you can do it as many times as long as you summon it back. And then finally, I run just one of Amorous. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose 2 Rearguards and return them to your hand. And honestly, that's just if I'm stuck on the break ride for a bit and I really need the return, but I don't want to pay the soul. That's my, modern Drawpalooza deck. I'll go see if I can trade for or get other cards for the set, but honestly, I just don't have the resources right now for a lot of things. All right, this has been Wheeler the Mercenary King. Thank you for, being with us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be happy to answer any questions you have as long as I notice them. Sometimes I do just not notice. Sometimes they don't tell me. It's just one of those things. But if you have any questions, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be happy to answer for them. Have a great day.